Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started again. My name is Mike Walker. I'm the president of the Voluntary Benefit Shop. Thank you to all of you who have joined this installment of our bi-weekly broker webinar series. For those of you that are not familiar with the Voluntary Benefit Shop, we are your one-stop shop when it comes to all things voluntary benefits. So as you prepare for your busy season coming up in the fourth quarter, please come to us with your voluntary benefits questions, needs, wants. We handle the whole process. We'll make it very easy for you. We go out to the marketplace, secure the proposals, complete the comparison and the due diligence, and come back to you with a recommendation for your client so that you can bring the best in voluntary benefits to your clients. And you have my contact information here. So if you need us, just reach out to us and we will help you get started. With that said, I'd like to introduce today's speaker. Today we have Lynette Martini from Experian here to tell us about and educate us on their fantastic ID theft and financial wellness product. Lynette has spent a little time with me talking about this product, and Lynette, you'll be happy to know that I reviewed this product today with one of my big medical groups. Today, as they're an 11-1, and we reviewed, made some plans for OE today, and I reviewed this product with them, and they were very interested in the product, so that's a great thing. And guys, what I like about this product is that not only does it have the ID theft, right? There's plenty of ID theft companies out there. Lynette's product has some advantages over some of the other ones from an ID theft product only perspective. But when you couple that with their financial wellness tools, it really makes their product stand out because they're able to get, even more bang for their buck, so to speak. And I'll let Lynette talk to you about how all that works. But with that said, let me introduce Lynette so that she can run through the product with us.
All right. Thanks, Mike. And thanks, everyone, for joining today. So as Mike said, my name is Lynette Martini. I'm sales director for Experian. And we are bringing a really innovative identity protection and financial wellness packaged offering to the benefit space. So we're really excited about this. We really feel that your credit and your finances are directly tied to protecting all that data and your identity. And so we've really put together a really nice innovative offering that covers a lot of ground and a number of initiatives that I think a lot of employers are thinking about today. So first we'll give you kind of a quick overview on our company, and then we'll talk about the different benefits that are included in our offering with kind of a bigger focus on our financial wellness components. And then we do have a financial wellness platform that's in our offering called Digital Financial Management. And kind of the best way to get a really good feel for this platform is just to see what the member experience is like. So I'm going to take you through a quick demo of the member platform there. And then we'll also hit on some of the other key benefit offerings that really help to elevate our identity protection portion of the program and really help it stand out against some of the other competitors in the space. And then, of course, we'll have time for some Q&A. So with that, Experian is definitely a household name. We are one of the three major credit bureaus. We have been in business for many, many years, so very well trusted brand. We are a global company, so we are operating in over 40 different countries, and we support over 1 billion consumers. So we're very good at what we do. We are a credit company at our core. We house a lot of data, so we take that very seriously, and data protection is something that we are very good at and something that we take very seriously. So I know in the benefit space, data protection is such a key topic, and really making sure that employees' data is kept secure and private. And that is something that our customers know that they can feel very confident about in doing business with our organization. So as Mike kind of mentioned earlier, our employee benefits offering, is kind of a three-prong approach. So it's not just an identity protection program. We've got a number of financial wellness tools that our members get access to through their Experian program here. It also comes with a very robust identity protection services. And then we have full restoration and reimbursement services in the event that one of our members does become a victim of identity theft. So I'm going to kind of hit on each one of these in a little more detail for you. But first, just kind of want to touch on, why we're putting such a focus on financial wellness and incorporating that into our ID protection offering. We're living in a very trying economic environment, right? There's no question about that. But financial matters are the number one stressor for employees right now. There's a lot of data that supports this. This is specifically from a Price Waterhouse study. So that's the number one issue stressing employees out right behind their job. So this is very top of mind. They're looking to their employers to provide them financial well-being resources and programs. Almost 70% of employees feel that improving their financial health is actually their number one, most important goal. So that's obviously something they're thinking about while they're at work. That kind of really makes sense as to why that's the number one stressor. But what I think is really cool is that, there's data that shows that employers who, really understand this and have already started to incorporate financial wellness programs into their benefit strategy, they're seeing that about 71% of their employees are using these programs. Benefit utilization is such an important metric in our industry. There's, so many different point solutions and value-added offerings that employers are looking at and implementing every day. And oftentimes, I talk to employers who say, gosh, but I have all these programs in place, but no one's using them, right? So really looking at are my employees going to use these programs is such a big, metric for employers. And so I think they can really feel the confidence of knowing that employees need financial wellness services, they want them, and they're using them. So let's look at what some of the features are of our program. So of course, being that we are a credit company, at our core, our members all receive Experian credit monitoring. So this is going to really give them a lot of visibility into everything that's going on with their credit bureau in real time, so they can kind of take more control and be able to validate that that information is accurate, and then act quickly if there is something derogatory on there that was done in error or maliciously that's not theirs. So we're going to be providing them with alerts in real time for any type of change that's taking place with their credit report. Personal information change. Maybe they had a new inquiry, maybe something derogatory hit their credit, or they opened a new account, public records that are hitting their account, or maybe even just a simple address change. Sometimes that can be indicative of something fraudulent going on in their credit. So all of our members will receive real-time credit reporting with this program. And then kind of dovetailing into what some of the financial wellness resources are that we're providing our members. So first, we have a number of different financial calculators that our members can access right through our portal. So I think there's 12 different financial calculators that our members can access so that they can kind of play around with different real life scenarios. How much of a home could I afford? There's mortgage calculators on there. Should I consolidate my debt? Should I look at consolidating student loans, different repayment options for different types of loans, things like that, to give them kind of more control over those real life financial scenarios. Our program also includes our Credit Education Center. So this is tips, tools, and resources on all things credit, really giving our members the resources that they need to keep their credit top of mind, build good financial habits, and always keep their credit moving in that top tier direction. We also have a credit score simulator. Because we are a credit bureau, we know exactly what members need to do to improve their scores by certain amounts, or we can tell them ahead of time that by, maybe taking out a certain debt or things like that, how that could possibly negatively impact their credit score. So this is going to allow them to play around with real life scenarios and understand the exact impact that it's going to have to their credit bureau. So I think about somebody who may be looking at purchasing a home for the first time, and they're really working on getting that credit score up to that top tier credit. And so they want to be able to play around with, okay, which debts should I pay off faster, because those are going to have the biggest impact in improving my score. Things like that to really help them see how real life scenarios are going to play out on their credit score. And then digital financial management is our financial wellness platform. And this is something that is really, really unique to the financial wellness space, and something that has really grasped a lot of employers' attention already. This is really the first ever fusion of someone's credit and their financial information. We haven't seen any other platforms out there that are bringing together both data sets. And it's a shame because, your credit is so directly tied to your financial well-being, right? They really go hand in hand. And so bringing those two data sets together through this platform is really helping our members to improve credit scores, be better with budgeting, savings, and having just a full holistic view of their financial well-being. So what I'm going to do next, actually, and I'm going to go ahead and just stop the screen share for just a moment while I change platforms here, but I'm going to bring up a demo of this financial well-being platform so that you can see exactly what this looks like for a member once they access this. All right. So here is our financial wellbeing platform, Digital Financial Management. The way that this works is when a member is enrolled in the program, they're going to receive a welcome email on their program effective date. In that welcome email, there's an activation link, and they're just going to click on that activation link, and then they're going to be prompted to answer a few user-based authentication questions. So questions like, of these 4 lenders, which is your mortgage with? Or of these 4 addresses, which have you lived on in the past? Things like that. Once they've validated who they are, we're going to bring them into this platform here. And this is a web-based platform, but we also have a mobile app. So they can do everything right on their smartphone if that's how they're comfortable managing all their accounts, or they can do it on their computer. Same user experience. But once we've brought them into the platform here, we're going to pull in their credit information on the back end now that we've verified who they are. And then next, we are going to prompt them to start linking in their financial accounts. So they just click add account here. And what's really cool is we actually have API connectivity with 100% of the US financial markets. So any type of financial account that member wants to link in, they're going to have real-time access to that data because of that API connectivity. So whether it's checking, savings, money market, IRA, 401k, we've had people link in their cryptocurrency accounts, Venmo accounts, you name it, anything that you have a username and password to log in online to that financial institution, you can pull that data in here. So for the purposes of this example today, I'm going to use my Oakwood bank accounts. So I just put in my username and password right here that I would use right if I went onto Oakwood's website. And then what it's going to do, it's going to pull in all the accounts that I have with Oakwood. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a rinse and repeat of that exercise with any other financial accounts that I want to pull into the platform. Once I'm done there, it's going to bring me to this account aggregation screen. So it's aggregating all of my assets and liabilities here in one place to give me that nice snapshot. Now, account aggregation is nothing new. We're certainly not hanging our hat on that technology by any means. There's plenty of sites that do that. What we are hanging our hat on is really what we're doing with that information. And we're leveraging machine learning and AI technology to provide our members with unique, personalized financial insights based on things that are going on day to day with their specific credit and those accounts that they've linked in. And these unique personalized insights are really designed to help them improve their overall financial well-being. And I'll show you a few examples here. So these are quick hit little bite-sized pieces of information that they'll receive either through notifications, or they can set it up so that they just receive it through a feed that they scroll through when they log into the platform. They can set the parameters around how they want to ingest that information. But here's some examples that I'll show you. So this is an example showing someone, hey, Lynette, we noticed that your Bank of America credit card is at about 44% utilization. Did you know that if you called Bank of America and asked them to increase your credit limit, that could improve your score by about 20 points? Or we've noticed that you've only got about $300 in available credit on your Wells Fargo credit card. High utilization could cause your score to reduce by about 30 points. We've also done an analysis of your cash flow, and we see that you've got about $497 available that you can put towards paying down that balance. So not only is it helping them to avoid that pitfall of a negative impact on their credit, but because we've got that API connectivity in with their financial accounts, we're able to make a recommended payment amount for them so that they can get out ahead of that. It'll also make sure that they're not missing payments. So we haven't detected a payment on your Bank of America credit card yet this month. If you miss that payment, that could hurt your score by 30 points. And then again, here they're doing that cash flow analysis and making that payment recommendation for them. It doesn't just help with, credit utilization. It also help with savings and budgeting as well. So if they notice kind of an off-the-cuff increase in a checking account balance, they'll alert the member of that and make a recommendation on an amount that they should consider moving over to savings. Or around budgeting, if they notice I'm spending more than I typically do in food and dining, they're going to alert me of that and then make a recommendation around creating a budget or maybe revisiting that budget that's already been created in the platform. So it's these unique personalized financial insights that are driving the engagement in this platform and really helping people to take more control over what's going on with their credit and their financial accounts day to day, and really helping to improve their overall financial well-being. Based on what's going on with that individual's accounts and their credit day to day, they could receive any number of 50 different types of insights, and they will receive 13 insights per month. And we're finding that our members are engaging with those insights 12 times a month. So again, going back to that benefit utilization metric, really strong utilization. This is not a set it and forget it. And that's because we're constantly engaging with our members through those personalized financial insights. Next, we're going to do a historical look back at all the transactions that are associated with those accounts that they've linked in, and then we're going to categorize them here. And then this nifty little feature that I love is there's a subscription finder up here at the top. And this is going to alert them of anything they have on a subscription or reoccurring payment basis. I know I'm super guilty of, or I used to be before I had this, of having too many subscriptions that I was not using. So this really helped me, catalog that and really look at, which ones of these should I even be enrolled in. It'll let them know the next payment run date and the next payment amount. So they know if they want to cancel that, they know when they need to do that by in order to avoid that next payment hitting their account. Next, we're going to take that spend that we've categorized and give them a month over month view of how their spend ebbs and flows based on different spend categories. So that way they can kind of hone in on if there's trends there where they're spending more in certain categories at certain times of the year. So maybe they want to take a look at that and incorporate that into their budgeting. There's also a budgeting tool right in the platform. I think this is, really such a big differentiator in this platform and the most usable. This really gives people a very realistic and usable way to approach budgeting. I think about how my husband and I have kind of done it historically before we had this. And, it's kind of January. Sometimes we get even earlier, end of December, and we kind of sit down. We have this like, okay, we're going to tackle this year. We're going to come out strong. We're going to put a good budget together. We open up Excel and we put together some arbitrary budget based on what we think we spend. And then we probably don't ever look at it again beyond February or March, and it kind of goes by the wayside. So not very effective. I think a lot of people have a similar strategy. But what this does is it actually puts together a recommended budget for the member based on their actual spend from the prior 12 months from all those accounts that they've linked in. So it's really helping to start them out in a realistic way based on what they're actually spending. And then from there, the member can kind of personalize that or customize it. So I could take a look at this and say, oh my gosh, I was spending $850 a month last year in food and dining. Like, that's crazy. That's too much. I'm going to really challenge myself this year. I'm going to customize this and I'm going to bring it down to $700 a month. And that's going to allow me to have more money to put towards my savings goals. And then from there, the way that we're keeping that member engaged in this budget, and so that it's not a set it and forget it, like most of those Excel spreadsheets become, is we're then going to start tailoring those personalized financial insights that we're sending the member throughout the month around this budget. So if I'm getting close to that food and dining budget for the month, I'm going to receive a notification that says, hey, Lynette, just as a reminder, you only have about $100 left of your food and dining budget for the month. So that way I'm keeping that top of mind and really thinking about that a little bit more before I'm out spending. There's also a debt section. So this is going to bring in all of their liabilities, give them the total balance, APR, final payment, and amount due. And then it's going to give them a nice picture of when they can expect to be debt-free. And then there's also a nice little way that they can kind of filter these payments by different repayment strategies. So they could play around with snowballing or avalanching payments. That way they can look at knocking some of these debts out even sooner than that projected final payment date. There's also a net worth section here that's going to give them a month-over-month view of their net worth based on all those accounts that they've linked in. We also allow them to set goals right in the platform. So whatever it may be for emergency fund, maybe a new home, vacation fund, they set the goal in the platform and then link it to that financial account that they're going to use to fund it. And then because we have that API connectivity, they're going to be able to track that progress in real time. We have an investment section here that really just gives them that aggregation piece of being able to see those accounts. We're not giving investment advice or any 401k advice, anything like that. This is really just about that account aggregation. It'll give them a breakdown of their allocations as well as provide an analysis on their market capitalization. And then the last feature here is around cash flow. So this is going to do a historical look at the spend that they have with those accounts that they've linked in, as well as, paychecks they have coming in regularly, bills they're paying regularly, and then take that data and give them a cash flow projection for the upcoming weeks so that they have kind of a more realistic runway looking forward and being more planful with that cash flow. So that is our financial wellness platform. And I'm just going to stop the screen share here really quick and go back into our presentation. Just one second. So again, that platform, it's those unique personalized insights that are really helping to drive that engagement and really helping people to continue to improve their credit and just improve their overall financial health and well-being. Before we wrap up, I just want to touch on a few other program features, more specifically on our identity theft side, that are differentiators for us. So medical claims monitoring. This is something very unique to Experian, very different than just monitoring someone's medical ID and seeing if it's out there on the dark web. What we're doing that's unique is we have connectivity with over 80% of the medical carriers. And what we're doing is monitoring actual claims activity for our members. So once they put in their medical claims or medical insurance information, we're going to ping them with a notification anytime a claim hits their medical account. That way they can verify that and validate that they actually had that service done so that there's nothing fraudulent going on with their medical insurance. Medical claims fraud has gone through the roof, even more so in the last few years with COVID. So it's impacting members. It costs a lot of money to get mediated. And then I look at also from an employer standpoint, especially a self-insured employer, that's, money that's hitting their health plan utilization that's fraudulent. And a lot of times they would have no idea that this is happening. So really unique and really valuable benefit with our program. We also have an Experian credit lock, so our members can lock their credit report right with the push of a button on their phone. So it really helps to give them control to make sure that their credit's not being run, just at any time, that they can really make sure that they are the one kind of fielding those inquiries and making sure that nothing's hitting their credit. We also have, kind of extended family coverage. A lot of other identity protection companies in this space tout the coverage of under one wallet, under one roof, meaning your dependent children living in your home are covered, as well as children who have gone away to college but are still, more than likely financially dependent on you. But who that doesn't cover are, parents and grandparents that are more than likely not living with you. The elderly are seeing much higher rates of identity theft. And so we've included them in our coverage here. So what we include, we still have the under one wallet, under one roof, where children living in the home or outside the home are covered. But we also provide full restoration services if a parent or grandparent of our member becomes a victim of identity theft. And digital privacy, so keeping our devices secure is such an important thing. And so we have a full digital privacy suite that comes with our offering. That includes our password manager, so keeping passwords secure VPN, so they can ensure that they're connecting to a secure Wi-Fi network wherever they're at on any device. And then our safe browser, which is going to help with firewalls and making sure that we're keeping people from going to websites that could be putting their data at risk. And then we do, this is typically seen as a voluntary benefit, but we do at times have employers who want to pay for it, or maybe do a base buy-up option is much more common, where we do a single bureau funded plan by the employer and then allow the employees to buy up to a tri-bureau plan. and they will receive some nice company paid benefits. So we do comprehensive business credit monitoring and identity protection for the company when this is done on an employer-sponsored basis. And then if there ever was a data breach from somebody in the company and employee data was compromised, we would do obviously the full restoration services, but provide all the notification letters, address verification, all of those things that the employer is expected to do when there is a data breach. And this is just a side-by-side of our two different plans, our premium and our elite plan. Kind of the differences there to call out is with our elite plan, you're getting tri-bureau data instead of just Experian data. You're able to get Experian data daily, tri-bureau reporting quarterly. And then our elite plan includes that financial wellness platform, the medical claims monitoring, and that full suite of digital privacy. And it's a very nominal difference in the cost. So we really see most people leaning towards implementing that elite plan because you get so much more with that. All right. Well, I've got to wrap it up there. I know that we are right coming up on the half hour, so I wanted to just pause there and see if there's any questions that I can answer.
Chelsea, can you see, are there any questions in the chat?
There's not.
Okay. Hey, Lynette, thanks so much. I love the plan. There are a lot of great differentiators that are part of your plan. Like I said, like we've started to show it to our clients, and we'll have some good clients for it here over the rest of the course of the year. But thanks again for your time today. We really appreciate it. If anybody does have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out to Chelsea or I, and we can connect you to Lynette as well so that she can help you with any of your needs. I did want to take a minute just to alert you guys to some of the upcoming open enrollment, bi-weekly webinar series events coming up. July 21st, we have Sarah from the team from Pets Best is going to be here talking about their pet insurance options. And then August the 4th, you will have myself, Mike Walker, going through the 4 best life with long-term care carriers and options. We're going to review and we're going to compare and contrast the Transamerica option, the Trustmark option, the Allstate option, and the Chubb option. We will compare and contrast all 4 of those on that August the 4th webinar. And then August the 18th, we'll have the Trustmark team on to talk about their life with long-term care plan as well as their new life events program as well. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for taking their time to join us today. And please remember to reach out to the VB Shop for any of your voluntary benefits needs or questions. Thanks again, Lynette. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.